The global geopolitical order is beginning to fracture. The economic alliances that defined the last 80 years are unwinding in real time. The United States is signaling a pivot away from its role as the economic anchor of the West. By threatening blanket tariffs against its oldest trading partners, Washington is choosing an isolated path. This posture includes political rhetoric regarding the annexation of sovereign neighboring territory, casually suggesting a future where a partner becomes a 51st state. This is a reversal from the post-war era. When the Soviet Empire expanded, the United States built an integrated alliance that outproduced its authoritarian rival. For allied nations, a cooperative posture is no longer a guarantee of security. Governments are recognizing that relying on external goodwill is a risk, forcing them to reconsider their ability to defend their own borders. The shift suggests that depending on American military and economic protection has become a vulnerability. Survival now requires nations to build independent leverage or accept total economic absorption. National defense is built on physical leverage. A country must control the raw materials that a global power cannot function without. This chart shows the top 5 global oil reserves. Canada holds the 4th largest supply on Earth, positioning it as an essential energy partner for the North American market. Unlike Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, or Iran, Canada provides a direct and stable supply line to American refineries. Because this energy is sourced within the continent, it serves as a critical hedge against volatility in the Middle East. For an administration focused on isolation, this proximity is the only secure alternative to relying on hostile regimes. A nation cannot maintain its position abroad while the domestic economy is hollowing out the working class at home. Policy over the last decade has leaned toward a redistribution of wealth that favors asset holders. Government interventions move capital away from wage earners and toward the top of the financial chain. This occurs through the Cantillon effect. When a state creates currency to fund a deficit, the financial institutions that touch that money first can deploy it before it loses value. By the time it reaches the working class, their purchasing power has been eroded. This graph illustrates the imbalance. Over 10 years, the money supply increased by 100%, while housing construction stayed flat at 13%. Creating currency 8 times faster than homes bids up prices. Asset values climb, but real wages are erased by the cost of living. Despite possessing more land per person than almost any other G7 nation, artificial scarcity has made homeownership a statistical impossibility for a new generation. Government fees and permit delays now represent a larger portion of a home's final price than the lumber and labor combined. The housing crisis is a consequence of deliberate administrative restrictions. Productivity is being stifled to support the expansion of a bloated local bureaucracy. Now, an uncontrollable variable is entering the system: artificial intelligence and the rapid displacement of human labor. Past industrial revolutions required years to physically deploy new machines. Today, sophisticated software moves over the internet instantly, removing the need for many entry-level white-collar roles. A single user proficient in managing AI agents can now generate the output that previously required a 50-person digital workforce. AI has the potential to reduce the cost of living by increasing the efficiency of production. However, if the state continues to expand the currency to pay for its own growth, those savings are canceled out, leaving the displaced worker with fewer jobs and higher prices. As automation handles routine cognitive tasks, the economic value of labor shifts toward rare expertise and high-level skill. To stay competitive, a nation must ensure its systems identify and elevate that talent. Traditional liberalism followed the principle of colorblind equality, where barriers were removed so individuals could be judged on their own results. Current DEI frameworks operate in the opposite direction. They group individuals by irrelevant physical characteristics, emphasizing differences that distract from individual capability. Managing these artificial categories requires a massive administrative apparatus, expanding the power of the state over the career path of the individual. The failure of this bureaucracy is evident in healthcare. Thousands of highly qualified immigrant doctors and nurses are currently blocked from working by state licensing gatekeepers, despite a desperate national need for their skills. Top-down social engineering is a tool of control. The most effective way to elevate any group is through a colorblind meritocracy, that rewards work and technical proficiency. By 2029, these three forces will converge. Western nations will face geopolitical isolation, currency inflation, and the total automation of traditional jobs. Survival requires a total pivot. Governments must dismantle administrative gatekeepers and reduce taxes to allow the private sector to produce goods faster than the state prints cash. There is a precedent for this success. Singapore began as a swampy island with zero natural resources. By committing to free enterprise and small government, it created one of the wealthiest economies in history. Western nations possess the mineral reserves, the energy, and the educated population required to dominate the global market. They simply need to remove the internal regulations that prevent their own people from building. To maintain an edge in this transition, you must audit your assets and prepare for the shift toward automation. Hit subscribe to join the CEO Brief and leave a comment below with your plan for the 2029 convergence.